The Yendi constituency in the northern region, the traditional capital of Dagbon, or the traditional capital of the Dagomba people. Forget Tamale, it's Yendi. The NDC is not the incumbent, but the NDC is hoping to wrestle that seat from former late Vice President Ali Muhammad's son, Farouk Muhammad. There are 3 people in the race at the NDC level seeking to be the parliamentary candidate before the elections of 2024. One of them is my guest tonight. He's a lawyer. His name is Abdul-Fatawu Alhassan. You're welcome to Point Blank.
Thank you, Umaru. And thank you to your cherished listeners.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
How is Dagbon?
Dagbon is in good shape, inshallah. We are currently observing the month. So to speak.
How about since Nana Danko Akufo-Addo did the Abu Dhani, how has the issue of peace in Dagbon been?
Well, thanks so much. For now, we thank God Almighty for the level of peace that we enjoy, and we trust that it will be an everlasting peace. Remember, this journey started under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and it was continued by the current president, Amadu Akufo-Addo. And we thank God it has kind of cemented. We trust that there will be no going back to.
How is my grandpa Diana doing?
He's wonderful. He's very energetic, very lively, and almost all the time we are with him, and he's fascinating to be with.
Nice. So let's talk about the politics now. You represented the NDC in the last election as a parliamentary candidate. Things didn't go as you planned. You are on the fringes doing your own thing. Now that the nominations are open, you are planning to go again. Tell us your story. Who are you?
Well, I am basically a native of Yendi, Abdul-Fatawu Alhassan, born in Yendi in 1982. Had all my education except the university education in Yendi. I think I left Yendi when I was to go to the university. I attended the University of Ghana, Legon, and read political science. From there, I joined MTN first as a communication specialist, and then moved on to join the government and regulatory department as an advisor. And then I was there. There was in MTN, I pursued the legal profession. I graduated with the LLB from the Gimpa Law Faculty, and then proceeded to the Ghana School of Law, where I was eventually called to the bar in 2019 thereabouts.
So currently you are a practicing lawyer.
Very practicing.
Your main job is being a lawyer.
That is all I do.
I see. Why do you want to go to Parliament then?
It's not about going to Parliament. I think that's the structure of our politics today. If you want to serve your people, the best route is for you to ask for their mandate and represent them in Parliament. So we see Parliament as the vehicle upon which you can deliver whatever aspirations you have for your people. And so I am coming from a place, especially Yendi is a very well-known place. And I like the introduction you made, being the capital of Dagbon. When it comes to my party per se, NDC, I am totally disappointed in how the party has kind of handled Yendi as a constituency for the past years. And so being a member of the party and being somebody who has always contributed to the growth of the party within the constituency, I have always said that, no, the party in the constituency, or Yendi as a constituency, has not enjoyed its rightful place in terms of the political landscape when it comes to NDC. And so we need people who can come out of the constituency and take the constituency to its rightful place. Because, trust me, there are some constituencies that even came out of Yendi. For instance, the Miang constituencies came out of Yendi. But prominence, in terms of prominence, I can tell you that even when NDC is ruling, Miang enjoys more prominence than NDC, than Yendi.
Is it because NDC has never won Yendi?
No, we have.
Okay, how many
2008,
times?
we won the seat. When Mills won,
it
was NDC that won the seat.
Didn't you celebrate your MP at the time? Was he not given any appointment?
That is unfortunate. That's the unfortunate thing. He was never rewarded for anything. And so little wonder he lost it.
So throughout the NDC first, Mahama, Mills, nobody?
Even you can go back to Rawlings.
No.
Yes, we don't have even a single former government appointee. except MC.
Farouk Muhammad too, he has not been given anything.
But at least for NPP, they have enjoyed a lot, even as we speak.
Oh, he has not been given a ministerial
No,
position.
but you can say he as an individual. But when I'm even talking about NDC, I'm not talking about the MP.
Okay.
You understand? I'm talking about even individual within the party in the constituency being recognized at the national level.
Okay.
That is where my issue is. To the extent that as we speak today, you can count not less than 10 strong people within MPP in Yendi who are occupying very strategic positions at the national level.
And Akufo, there was Minister for the Interior.
For the Interior.
From there.
You understand? And then when Nanado came, Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister, he was the MP for Yendi. You understand? Now we have, then Habibata was the Deputy Maslock. Now she's a substantive. You understand?
From Yendi.
From Yendi. Now we have the same Habib Tijani, who is now Ghana ambassador to Saudi Arabia. We have Hajia Samata, who is the stepmother of Abibata, who is the Ghana High Commissioner to Nigeria. You understand? Then we have Alhaji Aminu, who is also a native of Yendi, who is a member of Council of State. We have Alhaji Inusa, we call him the Gumba Boy. He is a Hajj board member. We have Tijani, who is also a Hajj board member. We have Baba Dani, Alhaji Baba Dani. He contested with Abibata and Farouk in their primaries. He's currently the Director of Finance for YEA. And so you have Akbar, who is in the office of the Vice President.
Okay.
So you have some very key people within MPP who occupy strategic positions.
From Yendi.
From Yendi.
But when it comes to NDC, nobody.
No, from 92 today, you don't.
So under Rawlings, no appointee from Yendi.
Except MC.
No under Mills, nothing.
None.
Under Mahama, nothing.
None. To the extent that and this matter came up when I was being vetted. Just last week, on the 5th of this month. They asked why we have not been winning the seat. And I referred them, and I asked them, if you take the delegates list that we will be using in these coming elections, now, one of it says former government appointees will also have the right to vote. Now, if you check our list, you don't have a single person named as a former government appointee. All our former government appointees are former MC, former MC, former MC. And I told them that it is not enough for us to just be given MC position. At least. In fact, and the most shocking aspect of it is that when it comes to the vote we contribute to the presidency, when it comes to the presidential elections, at the last election, we contributed 25,000 votes to John Mahama. We know of certain constituencies that may have won their seat, but the numbers they used in win the seat were like 7,000, 6,000. And so you take 25,000 from John Mahama's votes. You understand? And then see whether when you bring the 7,000, it can replace the vacuum.
So you see this as discrimination?
It's just a matter of the fact that, or it's just the fact that that has not been brought forth in the way it should have. Because I think the national level has not been made aware of this kind of this. It's not deliberate.
And why do you think that is the case?
No, it's just because we have not gotten anybody from the constituency, or we have not been able to actually carry our message across. Let the people know that this has been the way we've been treated. To the extent that to the extent that Miang, Miang constituency is created it was created out of the Yendi constituency. Initially it was Yendi, big Yendi, and then Miang came out of it. As we speak, Miang at some point was given a deputy agri ministerial position. But Yendi, which gave birth to Miang, has since never enjoyed anything. And
you think that it's because you don't have someone who speaks for Yendi?
It's just we haven't brought out that issue loud enough. And this is the time we need to do that and let the party understand that Yendi has not been that bad when it comes to its contribution to NDC's fortunes. And so NDC needs to take a second look at the way it has treated Yendi as a constituency and give it a better treatment. No wonder.
Could it be that the party is careful on appointing someone from there, because appointing someone from Yendi may be interpreted depending on where the person is coming from? And I refer to, you know what I mean when I say the person is coming from in Yendi itself.
No, because it's clear. What MPP does it. And it is clear the line they do it. It's always from one line.
So you two think that...
No, so it tells you that you have your line, they have their line. So if one party does it along this line,
you should also do yours.
And you choose not to do, and you never get the line that the other party does it from. So it tells you that this is the only line you have. No, that one logic should tell you that this is where you belong, and this all appointment must come from here.
So this would be one of the key things you would be concerned with.
That is my major message, and that's what I try to run with.
What else are you running with?
It is also the fact that even though NDC has not ruled Yendi as much as MPP, when it comes to what has been done so far for the people of Yendi, even the people of Yendi who are largely MPP will tell you that it's been NDC that has been so concerned about their developmental needs.
Such as what? What did the NDC do for them?
For instance, in a lot of the communities, Banjamba and everywhere, if you look at the hospital, the clinics, we call them
CHIPS
compounds. Almost all the CHIP compounds were put up by NDC. And most of the communities,
You can mention some of them?
Oh, yes.
Which ones?
Some of which I've mentioned. You understand? When you list them, when you list all the communities, and you list most of the roads leading to these communities, for instance, Tibibaya was once never connected to the national grid. Tibibaya never had even access road. A lot of the communities, it was NDC that took these facilities to them. And so most of them traditionally have always been NDC strongholds. You understand? And so, but MPP comes, and MPP, because of the privilege they enjoy, because come what may, the people give them their vote. And to a large extent, the votes they were getting were largely influenced by the issues that pertain then, the chieftaincy issue. Thank God, today that is now a thing of the past. In fact, people don't vote on those lines. For now, when you come, it's even difficult to see us in that line, Abudu and Dani. It's a thing of the past. And so the focus now is who brings the more or the most development to the area. You understand? And NDC is far ahead of MPP in terms of those things. For instance, even almost all the storage structures, the storage you see, only one was built by the MPP.
But those are private storage buildings?
No, they are not private. Most of them are owned by the government. For instance, the assembly. And the assembly generates revenue. There are stores in them. These stores generate revenues for the assembly. You understand? So a lot of these communities enjoy today some of these facilities as a result of NDC's contribution to those. And so, in fact, it is not a hidden fact that NDC is more concerned and is more in tune to providing the needs for these communities within the constituency than MPP. But at the end of the day, you always have MPP winning the seat.
So that actually should be the bigger problem for you, that NPP always wins that seat. It means it's a very blue seat. Why are you bothering yourself wanting to
no,
fight?
because we should not. So, Umaru, are you telling us that 25,000 votes for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is nothing? And are you telling us that what happened in 2008?
What votes did you get?
24,700.
You got 24,000. And Farouk got what?
He got 40.
That's huge.
Yes.
So he got twice what you have.
Oh, no, never twice.
Oh,
he got about 13,000. No, he got like 13,000.
Plus.
The difference was about 13,000.
You said 24,000. That's what he got. He got 40,000 plus.
Yes. No, I think he got almost 40,000. The difference was about 13,000.
Okay.
13,000.
That's huge.
Yes, that's huge. You know, there were a lot of factors that came in. This was an election that was purely monetized.
Yes, but if you went to the polls and you lost the seat for the party, why should they bother giving you the seat again?
Yeah, because of they saw what happened. In fact, and they saw the fight we put up. In fact,
Farouk was a first timer.
Oh yes, and
you're also a first timer. Why would you sit down for him to beat you with money?
For money, it doesn't have to do with you being a first timer or not. Farouk at that point, at that particular point, in fact, not just Farouk, but even the party. Farouk was not the creator of Ayaluna. You know Ayaluna?
No, I don't know what
Ayaluna was. What our COVID money was used for. To the extent that people will be Ayaluna is in our local balance. You'll be there, and all of a sudden something drops on your phone. You've not even requested for it.
For free.
500,000 Ghana, 1,200 Ghana. That's how people were given money. Women, even our own women, it was difficult to control them. Because
they were sending Ayaluna on their phone. And that's what they were using to.
And so they will come take their names and contact numbers. And they tell them that they should expect this on this day at this time. And truly the thing will come. And that was our COVID funds. You remember recently Felicia, the current MPP aspirant, member of Parliament aspirant for Sagnaro. She confessed on tape.
So you think it's the money that played a role?
Money was a key factor. Two was the fact that Farouk was seen by the fact that, you see, he came in as somebody, the father.
The son of the former vice
yes,
president.
the father had a lot of advantage that was there for him to leverage on. He came in and people thought he could leverage on that to propel the growth of Yendi. Having given him the nod 3 years down the line, they've seen that he's a pale shadow of himself completely.
He's not working for
He
them?
has never delivered on what he... In fact, to the extent that even in his own backyard...
I thought there's a water system that is going on there, and he's the one behind it.
Let's not even go there. You know, that same water project, it's been commissioned 3 times. Nanado did the commissioning the last time, I think on the 29th of July, 2020, just 6 months into the election. And since then, everything has gone quiet. So the water project, they don't even talk about it. It's a monumental failure for him.
The water is not flowing?
No, in fact, it's no more even on their radar. They don't talk about it.
Has it been built already?
No. Nothing has been done. Since the project, they said shortcutting.
Mm-hmm.
Since the shortcutting was done on the 29th of July 2020, nothing.
So
we don't hear anything about it.
They've not built it.
They've not done anything about it.
Water is not flowing there.
We still have the same problem we have with regards to water. And that same water project, which we have been talking about, which we have been complaining, which the president has even appeared before the Yana and made personal promises to on 3 occasions, nothing has happened.
What about road? I mean, I haven't been to Yendi in a long time, but the last time I went, the roads in the outskirts were not that good.
It's still terrible.
They were still the dusty gravel.
Yes, it's still terrible, but some work is being done. For instance, the town, there's a dualization of about 2.53 kilometers of the town routes.
Okay.
That was supposed to have taken like 7 months. It was commissioned, the Sokatu was done somewhere in August last year. It's been like 10 months now, or 9 months now. We haven't even gone 20-30% of the work.
But there is a contractor on site.
Yes, there's a contractor.
So that is a positive sign.
Yes, that is. Sometimes you give credit where it's due.
Okay, so you believe that that's something you should credit for. But,
yeah.
But what are the things that he's failing in as your MP?
For instance, security.
Security. Yendi's security is a national security issue. It's not a
no.
security
It's not about what you used to know. Okay. It's not about the Abudu.
There's still armored cars at the...
Oh, no.
They are no more there.
No. Even if they are there, it's like every palace. Okay. Where you see a normal protection for the chief.
Okay.
But we don't have that level of insecurity that we used to talk about.
Okay.
The insecurity we are talking about today is just to do with these robbery matters. Okay. In fact, last week I was in town, and I think a day before I left, a young guy was riding his motorbike just around where the Yendi Health College. And then he was stopped, his motorbike taken from him, and whilst he was asked to go, whilst he was moving, they shot him. In fact, these days, to the extent that last year, do you know that at some point last year, there was more like a state of emergency in Yendi? It was a localized one. People didn't know. To the extent that the Yana had to issue a directive that people were not allowed to be outside after, I think, 10 p.m. So by 9:30, 10, everywhere was cleared. The insecurity was so terrible. People were being killed left, right, center. And we just didn't know what was happening. And you will never hear the MP even make a statement on this.
Because it's not an MP's job. There's Minister for the Interior, there's the IGP.
No, yours is all these things. You play like number 6 role. Mm. You coordinate all this, and you take it as a project and see how best you can resolve it. Up to date, we don't. In fact, it's just been by grace that to some extent it has subsided. But day in, day out, it keeps coming up, and we always have to fall on Ayana to the extent that committees were formed. In fact, in every electoral area, there were committees formed, task force, where people were given training by the police. They were numbered, they were identified, given tags, and then they were kind of given some kind of training, and they would be kind of policing the area or the electoral area. Almost every committee had that.
The government promised 1 village, 1 dam. I'm sure villages in Yendi would be beneficiaries of that. Do you not see?
You remember prior to the elections, Sami Jemfi happened to even visit one of our community, Nakwache in particular. Mm. And he took the media there and became an issue. In fact, they said there was a dam which they built. In fact, just months afterwards, when we were in the dry season, the whole place was dried. In fact, we don't know anything about the one village dam. In fact, to the best of our knowledge, things that or places that looked like dam and that could serve even the people to some extent during the dry season, when they came and said they were even developing them into dams, at the end of the day, they ended up even creating more harm than good, because within a shorter period, the whole place was dried up. And so that one dam never worked in the Yendi constituency.
The NDC chose you to represent it in the last election. You failed. You want to contest again. You have 2 competitors coming against you in the internal NDC race. How confident are you that this will not dislodge you?
The fail is not what we should talk about.
Oh, fail is fail. If you didn't win, you either win or you fail.
The current president of the republic,
he won.
He went through how many elections before he won?
He failed 3 times or 2.
He failed 2 times and won on the third occasion.
He failed 2 times, won 2 times.
The late Professor Mills.
He failed 2 times, won
the third
one
time.
time.
Even our JM.
Yeah, he failed.
And the one who won the seat for us, Honorable Baba Tanzania, in 2008, had gone twice and eventually won it on the third occasion. It tells you something. You have to market a candidate, especially when the seat is not yours. You need to be patient, take time, and market a particular candidate. Because if you take a product to the market, and that day the product is not sold, it doesn't mean the product is not fit for the market.
If it becomes rejected cassava.
And that is why this is not rejected, because
you take it back as puna.
You understand? And so, if you look at the way politics has always been, you would have to take time and market the candidate to the extent that the people buy it. Because when you get to Yendi constituency, for instance, there's no doubt that within the NDC folk sphere, there's nobody who has been well marketed than Lawyer Fatawu Jufa. You understand? And so it becomes easy to market me the more than now going for a new candidate. You understand? To start the whole project all over. You understand? And so my name is well known even to the rural folks, to the children, to women, to men, to everybody. And so the delegates are the people who take the product, who is the candidate at the end of the day, and take him to the market. That's to the constituents and market the said candidate. And so the delegates should be looking at a candidate they will take, so that when they take the name out there, it is already a well-known product.
So you want to be given another chance to be sold?
Inshallah.
What is Jofa, by the way?
It's just a nickname. It came at a time I didn't even know so much about footballers. But when I was young, I used to play football. I was seen as a prolific footballer. Okay, but so there was this guy called Jofa Mie at the time. And so people likened my play to his star. And then they called me Jofa. I didn't even know. If you give me his picture today, I don't even know.
Do you still play?
No.
You can't play nothing now. Someone has just sent me the figures about the election. I think so. Farouk had 40,000 votes and 624. 40,624. Yeah. You had 24,755. Yeah, so the difference is 15,869. Exactly. Anyway, so in 30 seconds, speak to the people of NDC who are in Yendi, who are delegates, and tell them why they should vote for you.
Thank you so much. To delegates, NDC delegates in Yendi.
Do you want to do that in Dagbani or you want to speak English?
I'll be glad to do it in Dagbani.
Feel free. 30 seconds.
Thank you so much.
Just count down.
NDC delegates bimbe na yetumpuni yenza let pika puya now isai May 13th tinchang ntipi the parliamentary candidate yenza ne zane kan Suria ne kama Lawyer Fatawu Jufa unen dazan last elections ma imida ko veyala inda ko ma iranyi dinda chansham inimle mpi dagulma ni lanzan kidanto kwai ngunki pummi zang ya dagushe nibunu pummi de lanchang ni tuk chang ni tuk dagushe sunna mi ni lanchang ti yendila wala pala de zo chele kata dagushe de yanche kata za hatu makanun so chitiya le Fatawu Jufa nyeni vuso ngunu to yine ya constituency na Ghana ka NDC as a national party de ka part madi ka Lawyer Fatawu Jufa cheka part magbanye yuli national level ma kati baza nyete talo ni nyesha now isai arpam.
So, thank you so much for joining us on Point Blank on Eyewitness News. That's Abdul-Fatawu Alhassan. He's NDC parliamentary hopeful for the Yendi constituency, also known as Lawyer Jofa.